Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Dixie. Dixie is a nickname used for the South, i.e., the southern states of America. The origin of this moniker is a bit trickier. There are a couple theories as to when the South began to be referred to as Dixie or Dixieland. Most likely the name is derived from currency originally printed at a bank in the French Quarter of New Orleans. $10 bills were issued labeled with the word Dix, French for 10, and the English-speaking locals started calling the money Dixies. The French-speaking parts of New Orleans and Louisiana became known as Dixieland, and eventually the term broadened to incorporate most of the South. Secondly, Dixie could have come from the Mason-Dixon line, surveyed in the 1760s, which essentially separated the northern free states from the southern slave-owning states. In this case, the name would have come from one of the two eponymous surveyors, Jeremiah Dixon, a surname that means Dick's son, Dick being a medieval pet form of Richard, which means powerful, strong. Finally, we have read, but questioned the reliability of, yet another origin for Dixie. In this case, Manhattan, NYC, was regarded as the first Dixie land in reference to a large landowner and slaveholder, Mr. Dixie, who had a reputation of ruling with a kind hand and providing creature comforts for his slaves. It came to be known as a utopia of sorts, so when the slaves were sent elsewhere, they cried out to be back in old Dixie's land. What we do know is what caused the widespread usage of the term Dixie as another name for the South. That credit goes to a northerner actually. Songwriter Daniel Emmett wrote "I Wish I Was in Dixie" for his blackface musical variety troupe in 1859. First performed in NYC, Dixie's Land became an instant smash hit and Southerners adopted it as an anthem of sorts. In fact, after the Confederates surrendered the American Civil War, President Lincoln graciously instructed the military band to play Dixie. As a female given name, Dixie has been around in American since the 19th century. We think it's safe to assume the name has a longer and more persistent history of usage in the southern states. Personality of the girl named Dixie. Romance is the hallmark of the Six personality. They exude nurturing, loving, and caring energy. Sixes are in love with the idea of love in its idealized form, and with their magnetic personalities, they easily draw people toward them. Like the number 2 personality, they seek balance and harmony in their life and the world at large. They are conscientious and service-oriented, and a champion for the underdog. These personalities naturally attract money and are usually surrounded by lovely material objects, but their human relationships are always primary. They thrive in giving back to others rather than being motivated by their own desires. This is when they achieve great things. Sixes are natural teachers, ministers, and counselors. Popularity of the girl named Dixie. Dixie goes as far back on the female naming charts as there is name trending data available, 1880. Not only that, but Dixie was a lot more popular than we would have guessed at the turn of the 20th century. The real apex of appeal for this name, however, was during the late 1930s and early 40s. Dixie saw her best year ever in 1938 when the name ranked number 167 on the charts, not quite a top 150 most favorite, but awfully close. For the subsequent 3 decades, i.e., the 1950s through the 70s, Dixie slowly fell from fashion. The name completely dropped off the American radar and the girls' top 1,000 list in the 1980s and 90s. In fact, it wouldn't be until pretty recently, in the year 2007, that Dixie has once again graced us with her southern charm. So the name is back on the charts, but it's still at the very bottom of the list, so Dixie remains a pretty scarce given name, although it's quite common as a pet name. Dixie is a happy, upbeat, laid-back, casual, and southern belle all at once. It's an informal name choice that doesn't take itself too seriously. And you don't have to hail from the South to appreciate this name. Quick facts on Dixie. Gender, girl. Origin, American. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 876. Simple meaning, 10. Characteristics of Dixie. Sensitive, humanitarian, affectionate, family-oriented, compassionate, community-minded, loving. Cultural references to the baby name, Dixie. Popular songs on Dixie. Dixie Chicken, a song by Travis Tritt, a song by Flat and Scruggs. The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Dixie Rose Deluxe's Honky Tonk, a song by Jimmy Buffett. Is It True What They Say About Dixie? I Wish I Was in Dixie, a song by Jimmy Dorsey Orchestra. Dixie on My Mind, Dixie Road, a song by Elton John, a song by Aretha Franklin, a song by Journey, a song by Carlene Carter. Dixie Flyer, a song by The Band, a song by Kevin Devine, a song by Clint Black, a song recorded by Jerry Lewis, Aretha Franklin, The Supremes and Brenda Lee, among others. Dixie Home, Deep in the Heart of Dixie, a song by Daniel Emmett recorded by multiple performers. I Sang Dixie, Sweet Dixie, a song by Garth Brooks, a song by Lee Greenwood, a song by Dwight Yoakam, a song by Hank Williams III, If It Ain't Dixie, It Won't Do. Dixie Fire, a song by Hank Williams, Jr., a song by Molly Hatchet, You Can Thank Dixie, Whistling Dixie. Dixie Lullaby, Dixie Lily, a song by Alabama. Dixie Highway, Dick and Dixie, Dixie Diner, Dear Old Dixie, a song by Rod Stewart, a song by Georgia Satellites, a song by Jake Owen. My Dixie Darlin', a song by Trent Wilmon. Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie Melody, Dixie Boy, Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie Melody, Dixie Toot. Famous people named Dixie. Dixie Carter, actress. Dixie Lee, early American actress/entertainer. Dixie Chicks, a country music group.